What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryan Carreto, and on this channel, I teach you accounting, audit, and everything it takes to be an awesome CPA. Today, I'm going to talk about the benefits of starting in tax over audit. If you haven't watched the other video where I talk about the benefits of starting in audit over tax, I definitely recommend you go check that out. But let's get straight into it. I think the benefits of starting in tax over audit, the first things first, higher pay. On average, you're typically going to make a little bit more money. And I'm talking about starting salaries. Eventually, when you become very senior in your career, it's very contingent upon how specialized you are, how skillful you are, where you land an opportunity, whether you own your own business, so many different things when you're more senior. But I'm talking strictly entry level. On average, tax positions do typically pay more, just like consulting tax usually pay a little bit more than audit roles or strictly accounting-based roles. So I think without say, higher pay is definitely something to look into if that's something that's really super important to you. But obviously there's other factors that I'll kind of go into, but I think just straight off the bat, the benefit of starting in tax over audit is that starting salaries are typically higher in tax. I think the second benefit of starting in tax over audit is really the variety of work. Although you definitely get a variety of work in audit when it comes to auditing different companies, auditing different account balances, I think in tax, the variety of work you get, you can work on 1040 individual returns. You can work on C Corps, S Corps. You can work on trust. You can work on so many different things in tax that you can then start building, kind of going into my third reason why I think a benefit of starting in tax over audit is a very specialized niche skill. Usually, and it's a double-edged sword, but at the same time, it can play to your advantage. If you become very good with, one thing in tax, or you become super specialized, you become an expert in that one thing, you can start a whole business around that. You can become the go-to person at an accounting firm for that one thing, whether it's transfer pricing, whether it's, taxes for real estate companies, if it's, so many different things in tax that you can specialize in and become a master at and the go-to person for that, whether it's at an accounting firm or fourth reason why a benefit of starting in tax over audit is really it lends itself to kind of starting your own practice or your own firm if that's something that is a goal for you, if that's something you want to do. I definitely think having a specialized skill in tax, you can start doing tax returns for someone tomorrow. Obviously, there's requirements that you need to fulfill, but that being said, I do think that it lends itself slightly more to starting your own business as opposed to audit. I mean, you can't just open up your own audit firm tomorrow. I think that's a little bit more difficult. There's more rules, regulations. There's more things in place than if you were to want to start your own tax shop tomorrow. I think it lends itself to running your own business. And I think overall, being so specialized sometimes, although yes, it may limit your opportunities as far as variety or range, but as far as being specialized and being really good at doing tax returns or being able to advise people, I think it lends itself to so many different things you can do. And I think the pay can be very good in the tax sector. I know this from just speaking to other individuals, other people that specialize in tax instead of audit, what I ended up doing. And I think even from being able to speak to people that I know on YouTube and other creators that did tax for a few years at a public accounting firm and ventured out on their own, they're doing very well for themselves. They really enjoy what they do. And I think being specialized at that one thing, although sometimes, yes, it may limit your opportunities as far as range and variety and where you can go, being specialized can also be a very good thing in terms of expertise, know-how. You're the go-to person, and at the end of the day, pay. I think pay is a big thing, and I think you can do very well in tax. And I think if it's something that you are interested in, if it's something that slightly interests you, and it's funny how now later in my career I got more interested in tax than I did when I was in college, because I think in college it was unfortunate that I was kind of deterred, or my professor in college for tax, which will remain nameless, definitely wasn't the best. I think he was a genius when it came to tax, but as far as being a teacher and making me feel intrigued by it, making it a subject matter that I wanted to learn more about, unfortunately, it kind of just deterred me from getting anywhere near tax. That's why I ended up doing audit, just because I had a really bad experience in my tax class in college. But it's funny now how even when I audit these really big companies, or I've done financial statement analysis, I always look at the provision, or I always want to understand the return for these companies, because I think it's very interesting. I think it's cool. I think tax is freaking awesome when you really learn about it. And if you get someone that can potentially teach you something that is very cool to learn and you're able to help certain people, I think that in and of itself is awesome and a reason to start in tax. And I think if you're on the fence about it, if I can go back to my career, one thing I probably wish I would have done is either done like audit for 2 years and then switched over, or tax for 2 years and switched over, and done like tax for two to 3 years and then done audit, for another 3 or 4, because I think you just build a really, really, really solid foundation of just both sectors if you start in one. Because sometimes I feel like, and even something that I struggled with at the beginning of my career, I wanted to just get promoted so quickly. Instead of focusing so much on kind of learning the craft and being a more well-rounded individual, I think sometimes I really sped up the process. So that being said, if tax is something that you're on the fence about, that you're thinking about doing, I promise you, if you're a young person, professionally speaking, and you're getting into your career and tax is something that you're interested in doing, but you have fear of missing out because all your audit friends are telling you to do audit, I can tell you that I don't think you're going to do yourself any harm with doing tax for 2 to 3 years, learning in the ins and outs of it, learning how to do tax returns. And then if you would want to do audit after that, awesome. At least you have that tax foundation. Or if you do audit for 2 to 3 years, you learn financial statement analysis, debits and credits, how to read an income statement, how to read a balance sheet, all that good stuff. And then you would want to jump into tax after that. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think you're going to be 10 years down the road, when you're a decade into your career, whether you do either or, you're going to look back and you're going to say, man, I'm so grateful that I have the baseline foundation of wherever it is you started in. But hopefully, if you're on the fence about starting in tax over audit, I think either option is a great option for you to take. And hopefully this video kind of highlighted some of the 4 key reasons why I think the benefits of starting in tax over audit. If you found value in this video, make sure to smash the like button below. Until next time, peace.